YouTube video. In this video we'll discuss about GitHub repository, how to create a new repository and how to push the code and create new branches. So let's get started. First you have to create the account on GitHub. Once it's created, then you have to create a new repository. So let's create a new one. You can name it as React tutorial. Okay, seems like this is already exists, so we can create maybe React my app. So this one is available, we can take this one. Okay, so the next option they're asking about public or private. Public is usually if you are developing some third-party library, then we have to publish it publicly so everyone have access to it. If you are developing it internally in some organization, then you use private. So in our case we are using it private. Okay, and the next step they're asking for to add readme file. So yes, we need one readme file, and then the .git ignore file. This file is used if you want to ignore some files while pushing to the remote repository. So for now we'll not add any git ignore because React provide the git ignore file. We'll discuss it later in this tutorial. What are the reasons why I need this file? Okay, so for now we don't need anyone. Okay, let's create a new repository. Okay, great. So our repository is created. Looks good. So now they are providing us HTTPS and SSH. So I will take this URL and link this remote repository with my local project. So this is my local project, and now I have to link this project with my remote repository. So first we have to init the git inside the project. So I'm inside the project root directory. You need to init the project first. For initialization you can use this command, git init. Okay, so my project is reinitialized. Now I need to check if this repository, my local repository, is linked with some remote repository or not. So for that we can use this command, git remote -v. So it seems like there is no remote repository linked with this project. So now let's add a new remote repository with this project. So for that we can use this command, git remote add origin, and then the link which we copied from there. So then enter. So this will add the remote repository to my local project. Okay, we need to verify it, so we can use the previous command, git remote -v. Okay, looks good. So this is linked with my remote repository, so I can use it for fetching and pushing it, pushing the code to that repository. Now we need to add the code to my local repository first, and then I can push it to my remote repository which I just created. First I need to check what are the changes in my local branch. So for that we can use this command, git status -s. So it's showing these are uncommitted changes. So first we need to add it inside it to the local repository. So for that you can use this command, git add dot, and now if I change the check the status, so it will show me green. So right now these two files are added to my local repository. So now I need to commit them so I can push it to my remote repository, which is this one. Okay, so git commit -m message new hook files added. This message will be shown in the in the remote repository here. We'll see how it looks. Okay, so right now it's commit in the local repository. Now if I run this command, git status -s, so there are no other changes left in the local repository, but now I need to push it to the remote one. So for that I can use this command, git push origin master. Yeah, using the SSH link, so it's asking me for the password. Okay, so it's showing that it is pushed to our remote repository. So let's check. Let's refresh this link, and we pushed it to the master branch. See, it's showing the changes. So in the remote repository, main branch is this one, like the default branch, but we pushed it to the master branch. Okay, let's see if our changes came or not. Okay, so it looks good. You see, our code is pushed to the remote repository. Here you see it's the same code which is inside my system. It is now pushed to the remote repository on GitHub. Okay, now let's discuss about Git Ignore, why we need this. This file like saves, like if we don't want to push any file to the GitHub, like to the remote repository, then we have to use this file. Like for the React project, mostly it's the nodes module. Nodes module is dependent on every system, so we don't want to push them. So you need to add it here like this. So now now you see, if I type this command git status dash has nothing in my repository, okay, local repository. If I remove this from here, then it will show the nodes module as well, and the git ignore file is changed. So we don't want to push the nodes module, so we'll keep it as it is. So you see, now it's not adding the nodes module to the commit of the local repository, so it will not be pushed to the remote repository here. So our app will be safe. Okay, so this is the reason we use git ignore. And other than that, if you want to create new branch, so right now, in order to check the branch, you can use this command git branch. This will show the branches, and this will show the current branch in which I am currently now with the static. So let's create a new branch, git checkout dash b. Maybe we can name it feed slash API. So this command will create a new branch in my local repository. It's not yet pushed to the remote repository. So let's check if some changes there. No, there is no changes. And now check the branch. So you see, now the branch is feed slash API, and the main branch is master. So now let's add some changes to this branch, and let's try to push it to the remote repository on GitHub. Maybe we can just copy this code and add it here. So now you see, we changed only this file. So let's see if these changes are showing in my local repository or not. So if I type this command git status dash s, you see it's showing the changes. So there are some changes in my this branch in these files. So let's try to push these changes. So first add git add dot, it will add all the files which have the changes. So if I hit status, now you see it's changed to green. So these are added into my local repository. Now I need to commit it. I can add it as hook. You can add any message like the work you did. So hook added for API. Okay, now git status. So no more changes left. So now let's try to push it. Git push region your branch name. It's again asking me the password, keys to password. Okay, now it's pushed to the remote repository. Okay, let's see if it came here or not. You see, now it's pushed to the feed slash API branch, and it will also show our commit message. So you see, this is the message that we had hook added for the API, and it's showing it's just committed right now into the remote repository. And this readme file is usually used to tell the other developers how to run the project and what are the configuration changes, something. So you can add this in this readme file. And yeah, that's it with the branches and how to push the code and how to create a new repository. For more videos, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.